The woman suddenly touched a statue placed on the furniture, and at that very moment, a secret door in the room opened. She got scared, but her curiosity forced her to go inside. She stepped in to see what was there. Inside, she saw her husband sitting unconscious on a chair. She tried to wake him up, but just then, she heard her husband's voice calling her name from outside. The woman got very confused. Her husband was right in front of her on the chair. Then who was calling from outside? Outside, her husband was looking around in fear, as if he didn't want her to discover his secret. When he couldn't find her anywhere, his fear grew even more. Inside the secret room, the woman stayed completely quiet out of fear. Soon, her husband came near the hidden door and turned the same statue to open it. When she saw him slowly coming toward her, she quickly ran and hid behind the chair. Her husband came closer and said, "Are you hiding behind the chair?" At the right moment, she distracted him and escaped from the secret room. Once outside, she panicked. If she ran, she might get caught. So she hid inside the office and waited for the right time. 10 minutes passed, but everything stayed silent. She thought maybe her husband was trapped inside. But her relief didn't last long, because suddenly she heard footsteps coming closer. She gathered courage, ready to face him, but just then, the assistant walked in and said some papers needed to be signed. The woman used the chance to peek toward the door and tried to hide somewhere else, but she accidentally hit a vase. The assistant got scared and asked, "Who made that sound?" Her husband suspected that his wife was still inside the office, but he didn't say anything to the assistant. The woman's worry grew stronger. She now hid behind the sofa, but she was sure her husband would find her sooner or later. She took out her phone and called her best friend for help. At that moment, she noticed a picture on the office wall, the same picture she had seen last night in the background of her friend's video call. That made her realize something was definitely wrong. Meanwhile, her husband sent the assistant away. Then he calmly closed the door and suddenly shouted in anger. He picked up an ashtray from the table and slowly walked toward the spot where the sound had come from. To watch the next part of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.